Today, I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious gingerbread you have ever tasted. Right, so let's make a Grasmere style gingerbread. Now, if you've never had Grasmere gingerbread before, you've never been to have the real deal, it is absolutely delicious and I love it. This is my interpretation of it, okay? I don't know if it's the same recipe, but it is pretty damn close. So I've got plain flour. I'm using a food processor because we've got oats and we want to blitz them all up. But you could just blitz your oats up and then do it all by hand if you want. But I'm going to use my little food processor. So, plain flour in, wholemeal flour in, and it's important you do this in the right order. Okay, oats in, bicarb in, ground ginger
in.
Thank you. See? Now we're going to blitz this up because we want this all one texture before we then add the fresh ginger, the sugar, and the butter. Okay. Right, lid on. And we're going to blend this until it's a fine mixture. Don't laugh. I can't see the controls from this side. Just have to feel my way around. Ah, that's better. More power. Emily's got the giggles today. I know you have. Right, okay, while that's doing, fresh ginger. So because it's gingerbread, we want to reinforce that ginger flavour, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cut it into little pieces and just let it blitz its way into the food processor. You can grate it in if you want to, but I can't be bothered to get the grater out. Now remember, if you want any of the recipes from this channel, go to petersidwell.com and sign up for the newsletter and we will email them every week to you. They'll go straight to your inbox and you'll be ready to go, okay? Right. Now we're going to add our butter, okay? So I've got 200 grams of salted butter. I like to use salted butter. And then we're just going to add it a chunk at a time. There's no point adding it all at once. And the final ingredient is the sugar. And it's important we leave that until the end. You could use margarine if you wanted to. That's up to you. Okay. Okay, right. Now all I'm going to do is just empty out into a container. So all I'm going to do is just check for any little lumps of butter. There's a couple there. Just going to get my fingertips in. Now all we're going to do now is just add our soft brown sugar. Okay, you could use Demerara if you wanted to. And now with a sort of lighter touch, what you don't want to do is get this warm. We don't want the butter to start melting and sort of blending in. Otherwise, you'll end up creating like a pastry. We just want to kind of stir that sugar in, but leave it in its granular form. And the good thing about this recipe is you could literally just put this in the fridge now and take out as much as you want and make as many as you like. Okay? But also, the good part of this, you can just pour this whole recipe straight in a tray and bake it and cut it into portions. And it will keep for 4 or 5 days, no problem. And my top tip would be, if it's 2 or 3 days old, just pop it in the oven for a couple of minutes. It's amazing. Warm is when it's at its best because it's ginger and it's got that little bit of spice. That's when it tastes really, really good. Perfect with a cup of tea. Right, so all I've done is I've mixed the sugar through. I've made sure any little buttery lumps are kind of worked through, you see. And now we've got this sort of gingery, spicy, warm crumble mixture. And this is what kind of makes Lake District gingerbread a bit different. It's not like the ginger snap cookies or anything like that. It's quite different. It is very Moorish, isn't it? Very addictive. My kids actually teethed on Grasmere gingerbread. They loved it. So pour it straight in. I've got a tray here from Masterclass. These are the recycled ones, made from recycled aluminium. So you have to line it with a bit of parchment, which is absolutely fine. And then again, you've now got the option just to run through it and just make sure there's no big sort of massive lumps. A few lumps is fine. I don't mind that at all. And then just push it into the corners. Okay? Give it a little shake. Push it down. Don't press it. Just let it sit in all the corners. Because what happens is the bottom gets hotter than the top. The bottom bakes and the top stays crumbly. Okay? And then you cut it into portions while it's warm. There we go. Right. That is ready for the oven. Right, gingerbread is baked. I baked this about 160 degrees for between 15 and 20 minutes. It's just cooled slightly. Don't let it fully cool, all right? You want to cut it when it's warm, okay? So we're just going to cut it into pieces. Now, as I said before, the bottom bakes like a biscuit. The top stays like a crumble. So it's such a great biscuit to do. And I tell you what, crumbled upon vanilla ice cream. This is a really good one. So don't waste the crumbs. Chop them up. And you'll see, look, baked on the bottom, and because we used like that dark soft brown sugar, it means you get the most incredible, such a good gingerbread. If you want the recipe, sign up to our newsletter at petersidwell.com, and I'll see you on the next episode.